Welcome to JobFest How-To series. In this video, we're going to be covering Facebook privacy settings. But before we get to the how-to part, I want to talk about the why. In a recent survey done by CareerBuilders, they found that 70% of employers are using social media to research their candidates. 54% found harmful content that ultimately led the candidate to not get hired. So is there anything on your page that shouldn't be seen by an employer? Things to consider. First, we want to avoid any negative comments. What I mean by that is anything that could be offensive to others, and not only what you're commenting, but what your friends could be commenting as well. Second, we want to review and untag any photos that you may have that are also inappropriate or offensive. That includes memes. And then lastly, we want to review any pages or groups that you follow. Anything that an employer can make assumptions about on these pages. So be careful of any activities or hobbies that you are following that may be seen in a negative light. Now let's go ahead and adjust some of these settings on your page. Start on your main Facebook page, either on your profile or where you see your newsfeed. Either way, it'll work. In the top right corner, you're going to see an upside down triangle here. Go ahead and click. A menu is going to open up, and we're going to be looking towards the bottom of that menu, right here, where it says Settings. Click that. This is going to take you to the General Account Settings. What we're looking for on the left-hand side is Privacy. Click there. When this opens up, you're going to see your activity, how people can find and contact you. What we're going to do is edit one of these so that you can see how it's done. Under your activity, who can see your future posts? On the right-hand side, there's an edit button here. When you click that, it's going to change to where you see a drop down of what it means to change this. And right here, who can see it? This one's set up for friends. Only my friends that I have accepted can see any of my future posts. If yours says everyone, click there and change it now. Once you're done and it's changed to the settings you prefer, click close right up here. Now let's talk about how people can find and contact you. Now that I've showed you how to edit, you're going to want to edit these settings right here. So in this green box here, you want to edit just like I showed you. Right now it's set up where anybody can send this account request, and that's okay. You can always approve or decline who sends you those requests if you do want to be friends. The two on here you really should think about is who can look you up using email address or phone number that you provide. And the reason is, when you go to apply for a job or you submit a resume, more than likely your phone number and email address is on there, or at least it should be. But if those two pieces of information are linked with your Facebook account, then it makes it really easy for employers to research you. They just type in your email address and your account pops up, if it's set for everyone. These are set to friends. Go ahead and switch yours over right now. Once you're done with that, let's take a look at timeline and tagging. Right here on the left-hand side, go ahead and click. So timeline and tagging and reviewing. This is where settings can get a little interesting if they're not set up correctly. Now, one of the ones we're going to focus on right now is who can post on your timeline. If you click edit on the right-hand side, a window is going to open up just like before. So here you can switch from friends or only to yourself. If you want to go ahead and make that switch, if it's only you, then only you are posting on your timeline. Nobody else can add. So no birthday wishes, no sharing of photos, anything like that. And then when you're done, right-hand side, you'll click close right here. Now the reason I'm highlighting this is because when somebody posts on your timeline, they're sharing information, verbiage, memes, photos on your page. And if employers are researching you, you don't have any control over that or any comments. Now remember when I mentioned earlier things to avoid is negative comments or maybe negative posts? Let's take a look at hiding comments containing certain words from your timeline. Right here on the right-hand side, click edit. This is going to open up a box for you. Now you can censor what comments are on your Facebook page or your timeline, and that's great, especially if you don't want certain things to pop up. You just type in the words or phrases that you'd like to block, even emojis, and then you go ahead and save it just like you did before. So the settings in this one are set up for friends. So it is okay that friends add to my timeline or that they tag me. And the reason that's okay is because there is one important setting that's turned on. For view post, you're tagged in before it appears on your timeline. That is turned on. If your setting has it off, I highly recommend turning that on. Because your friends can now add you to photos that they've taken, memes, comments that they want to put on your timeline, but you see it first before it ever goes up. There's not, you find out about it later and then you have to go and add, and you have no idea who's seen it. You control it and you add it when you're ready. And that's a great setting to have turned on. The last setting we're going to talk about is Facebook story settings. Go ahead and look to the left-hand side for stories right here and click. Now there's only one option. You either allow or you don't allow. And that is to allow or not to allow your shared stories to be put on somebody else's story. Now this, I would recommend again, don't allow. When you post a story, it's good for 24 hours. But if somebody decides to share it on their story, it's good for 24 hours from the time they posted. And if their account's set up to allow share, then somebody else can keep sharing your story. And that may not be the best thing depending on what you're posting in your stories. So, better safe than sorry, click don't allow. And now nobody can share your stories. That's going to be the last setting I have for you guys today. Hopefully this helps and modify your Facebook so that way if an employer does research you, and hopefully they are so that you are a candidate for the job, Facebook is not going to be standing in your way. Hopefully you guys found this information valuable, and good luck on your journey. Thanks for watching.